Feel free to ask. I'm here to help.
Auzubillahiminash-shaytanir-rajeem. Bismillahir-rahmanir-rahim. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Farhan Jaffar Ecommers and I am a level 1 student at Rehan School Islamabad campus. As you know, whenever I come, I am having a new colony and an amazing topic of each and every colony. So let's start with our colony. Hello, Annie, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. I'm excited to dive into today's topic with you. Let me know how I can assist, and we can get started
So the
whenever.
topic of our discussion is the science of genetics. So please explain that in a long form of way and go dive into it. And please explain that one in your words and give me 50 points on it, please.
Absolutely. Let's dive deep into the fascinating world of genetics. Genetics is essentially the branch of biology that studies genes, the fundamental units of heredity. Genes are segments of DNA, which is like a biological blueprint that contains all the information necessary for building and maintaining an organism. To break it down, genetics helps us understand how traits are passed from parents to offspring. This happens through the process of inheritance, where genes are passed down in a predictable manner. We have two copies of most genes, one from each parent, and these can sometimes be identical or slightly different, leading to variations in traits. A key concept in genetics is the idea of dominant and recessive traits. Dominant traits are those that will appear if at least one parent passes them on, while recessive traits only appear when both parents contribute them. Genetics also explains how mutations can occur. These are changes in the DNA sequence that can lead to new traits or sometimes genetic disorders. In medicine, genetics plays a crucial role. It helps us understand the genetic basis of diseases, develop targeted therapies, and even personalized treatments based on individuals' genetic profile. Overall, genetics is a foundational science that helps us understand the various sense of life. I hope that gives you a comprehensive overview. If you need more details or specific points,
Yes, please explain that one also in a long form of way about it.
absolutely. Let's expand further into the topic of genetics. At the heart of genetics is the DNA molecule, which is like a long double helix ladder made up of nucleotides. These nucleotides are the building blocks of DNA, and they come in four types, often represented by the letters A, T, C, and G. The sequence of these letters determines the genetic information. Genes, which are specific sequences of DNA, act as instructions. No worries at all. Let me continue in a more concise way. Genes are specific segments of DNA that contain instructions for making proteins, which are the building blocks of our body and play crucial roles in almost every function. The study of how these genes work, how they are inherited, and how they interact with each other in the environment is what genetics is all about. If you have any specific questions or need further clarification, I'm here to help.
Yes, please also how about its control and how can we know about that things?
Absolutely. Gene control is a fascinating aspect of genetics. Essentially, not all genes are active at all times. Their activity is carefully regulated by the cell, depending on the needs of the organism and the environment. This regulation can happen at several levels, such as through chemical signals, a structure of the DNA, or even through interactions with other molecules. By studying gene regulation, scientists can understand how cells differentiate, how diseases develop, even how to potentially control or modify gene activity. If you'd like to explore any specific aspect of gene control, just let me know. Great. Gene control is indeed no problem. All right. If you had any more questions or need further explanations, just absolutely. To explain genetics in your own words, you can think of it as the instruction manual of life. It's all about how traits and characteristics are passed from one generation to the next through DNA. Understanding genetics helps us grasp why we look the way we do, how certain diseases occur, and even how we can potentially treat or prevent them. If you ever want to dive deeper into any awesome, feel free to let me know anytime you have a question or need a more detailed explanation on any genetic I appreciate your patience. Let's go into a more detailed explanation of genetics. Genetics is the scientific study of how traits and characteristics are passed from parents to offspring through genes. Genes are segments of DNA, which is the molecule that carries the genetic instructions for life. These instructions determine everything from our eye color to how our bodies respond to certain medications. The field covers several key concepts. Inheritance. This is how genes are passed from parents to their children. Each parent contributes. Great. So continuing on the topic of inheritance, each parent contributes half of the genetic material to their child, which is why siblings can share similarities but also have unique differences. Two, gene expression. Not all genes are active at all times. Gene expression is the process by which information from a gene is used to synthesize a functional product, often a protein. This process is tightly regulated, allowing cells to adapt to different conditions. Three, mutations. These are changes in the DNA sequence that can lead to variations of traits. Some mutations are harmless, some can cause diseases, and others can be beneficial. Genetic variation. This is the diversity in gene frequencies, which can be caused by mutations, genetic recombination, and other processes. It's what makes each individual unique. Applications. Understanding genetics has huge implications in medicine, agriculture, and even forensic science, helping us develop new treatments, improve crop yields, and solve crimes. If you have any specific aspect you'd like to explore further, just let me know.
So my next question about to you, how can two scientists know about that things and to continue processing, resolving that issues about it?
That's a great question. Scientists have developed a variety of techniques to understand and explore genetics. They use tools like DNA sequencing to read the genetic code, gene editing technologies like CRISPR to modify genes, and various laboratory techniques to observe how genes are expressed and regulated. They also rely on computational biology to analyze large amounts of genetic data. Through these methods, they can identify genes linked to specific traits or diseases and develop ways to address any genetic issues. It's an ongoing process of discovery and innovation. If you'd like more specifics on any of these techniques, just let me know.
Yes, also explain that one in your words about it. So my next question about to you is the scientists working on it. So how can do you working on it about their self and to recognize that one in a long form away about it?
Absolutely. Scientists working in the field of genetics use a combination of creativity, technology, and rigorous experimentation. No worries. I'll keep it straightforward. Absolutely. Scientists working in genetics essentially follow a process of curiosity and discovery. They come up with questions about how genes work, design experiments to test these questions, and use a variety of tools to analyze the results. Over time, they build a deeper understanding of how genetics influences everything around us. If you have any specific area you'd like to dive into, just let me know. Absolutely. Understanding genetics and resolving related issues is a multi-step process. Scientists gather knowledge through research, which involves observing how genes behave, conducting experiments, and analyzing data. When they encounter challenges like genetic disorders or complex traits, they refine their methods and develop new technologies. Over time, this continuous cycle of inquiry and discovery helps solve problems and expand our understanding. If there's a specific aspect you're curious about, I'd be happy to dive into that.
So my next question about to you: how can do the scientists know about that issues, and how can do he resolve that issues about others things and genetics and others?
Great question. Scientists discover and resolve genetic issues through a
Please
combination
explain
of
that one in a long form. May I give 50 points on it?
absolutely. Let's explore how scientists discover and address genetic issues in detail. One, observation and research. Scientists start by observing patterns in traits and diseases across populations. They look for correlations like the inheritance of certain traits or the occurrence of specific genetic disorders. Two, genetic sequencing. They use advanced technologies to sequence DNA, which means reading the entire genetic code. This helps identify mutations and that might be responsible for certain conditions. Gene mapping. Scientists map out the genome to find specific genes linked to traits or diseases. This helps pinpoint the exact genetic factors involved. For experimentation, they conduct experiments in labs such as gene editing with CRISPR to understand how changes in specific genes affect organisms. Five, data analysis. They analyze vast amounts of genetic data to identify patterns and correlations that can lead to a better understanding of genetic conditions. Six, once they understand the genetic cause of an issue, they work on developing treatments like gene therapy, which can correct or mitigate the effects of faulty genes. Seven, ethical considerations. They also ensure that their work is ethical and safe, considering the long-term impacts. Of course, let's dive even deeper. Absolutely. I'm here to help and explain everything in detail. If you have any specific aspect you'd like me to, absolutely. To understand how scientists discover and address genetic issues, let's break it down step by step. First, scientists begin with observational studies looking at patterns and traits and diseases across different populations. For instance, they might notice that certain conditions run in families, indicating a genetic link. Next, they use genetic sequencing technologies to read the DNA of individuals. This allows them to identify specific mutations or variations in the genetic code that may be responsible for certain traits or disorders. Then they engage in gene mapping, which involves locating the exact genes associated with certain conditions. No worries, I'll keep it clear and straightforward. Essentially, scientists discover genetic issues by carefully observing patterns in traits and diseases, then analyzing DNA to find any variations and mutations. They use advanced technologies and experiments to understand how these genetic factors work and how to potentially address any related issues. If you'd like more details on any specific part of this process, just let me know.
So my next question about to it. So the scientists of genetics, what's about it, and to how we can know about it, how can we resolve about it?
Absolutely. Scientists in the field of genetics are essentially like detectives of the biological world. They start by asking questions about how certain traits are inherited or why certain diseases occur. To find answers, they use a combination of advanced technologies like DNA sequencing and rigorous experiments. Once they identify a genetic factor, they work on solutions, which could include therapies or lifestyle changes. If you're curious about a specific aspect of how they do this, I'd be happy to explain further. Absolutely. I'll keep it clear and concise. Essentially, no problem at all. I'll be here whenever you're ready and we can dive into the topic. No problem. All right. Got it. Just let me know whenever you're ready, and I'll be here to help. Sure thing. Just let me know if you need anything at all, and I'm here to help whenever you. Got it. If you have any. No worries at all. Just let me know if you need anything, and I'll be here whenever you're ready. All right. Feel free to reach out anytime you need assistance. Have a great day. No problem at all. I'm here whenever you need me. Just let me know if there's anything else I can do for you. Have.
Yes, please explain our topics in your form of way about it to resolve that issues and to working on it. Please explain that one in your words in a long form of way about it.
Absolutely. Let me explain the topic in a comprehensive way. When it comes to understanding and resolving issues in genetics, scientists follow a systematic approach. They begin by observing patterns and traits, like why certain conditions run in families or how specific characteristics are inherited. They then use advanced tools like DNA sequencing to pinpoint the exact genes involved. Once they identify the genetic factors, they conduct experiments to understand how these genes work. This can involve gene editing, studying how genes interact with each other, and seeing how changes affect the organism. The ultimate goal is to find solutions, whether it's new treatment. Got it. If you have any specific questions or need further detail on any part of this process, just let me know. I'm here to help. Great. I'm glad to help. If you have any particular area you'd like to explore more deeply or any questions that come to mind, just let me.
Yes, the my coming mind the questions are that about to resolving issues about scientists and things about to genetics and resolving issues about it. So please explain.
Absolutely. When scientists tackle issues in genetics, they typically follow a structured approach. They start by identifying a problem or a question, like understanding a genetic disorder or how a specific trait is inherited. They gather data through research and experiments, often using cutting edge technologies like gene editing or sequencing. Once they identify the underlying genetic factors, they work on solutions, which could be new therapies, preventive measures, or even lifestyle adjustments. The entire process is a combination of curiosity, experimentation, and continuous learning. If you want to dive deeper into any specific part of this process, just let me know. Absolutely. I'm always here to help. So whenever you're ready or have more questions, just let me know. Have a great day.
So at the end, you can giving a long form of my advice about my viewers uh, about to the scientists genetics. Please explain that one and giving your advice on it, please.
Of course. Here's a piece of advice for your viewers about genetics and the work of scientists in this field. Genetics is a truly fascinating and rapidly evolving field. that touches every aspect of life, from health to agriculture and beyond. One of the key pieces of advice is to stay curious and open-minded. Science is all about asking questions, exploring new possibilities, and embracing the unknown. For those interested in genetics, it's important to cultivate a mindset of continuous learning and adaptability. The field is always changing with new discoveries, and staying updated is key. Also appreciating the abs.
Yes, also explain it in a long form of way about it.
Of course. When it comes to the field of genetics, my advice for your viewers is to remain curious and ethical. Genetics is a constantly evolving field, and staying updated with the latest discoveries is essential. It's also important to think about the ethical implications of genetic research, as it can impact individuals and society in profound ways. Encouraging a mindset of continuous learning, curiosity, and responsibility will help anyone interested in genetics make a positive impact. If you have any specific areas you'd like to explore further, just let me know. Absolutely. Just to sum it up, the field of genetics is all about curiosity.
So how can do you know about that ones? And to also you can giving a long form of advice on it, please. And you can giving a very good answers.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Essentially, my understanding comes from a combination of extensive training on vast amounts.
Yes, please continue. Sorry for it.
No worries at all. So, in terms of advice, the field of genetics is truly interdisciplinary, so staying curious and embracing a spirit of lifelong learning is key. It's also important to be mindful of the ethical implications of genetic research, ensuring that the work benefits society as a whole. And of course, collaboration is crucial, since genetics connects with many other fields. If you ever have more questions or want to dive deeper into any aspect, I'm here to help.
Uh, yes.
Fantastic. I'm always here whenever you need any help or have questions. Just let me know, and I'll be happy to assist. Have a wonderful day.
So viewers, this is our colony. I hope like it. We can coming on next colony till then. Allah Hafiz. Thank you so much, Annie, to coming in my any topic, and you can giving a very long answer and a good answer about it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining in, and I hope you found the discussion insightful. Genetics is a fascinating field, and there's always so much more to learn. If you have any further questions or want to explore any specific topics in tech, feel free to reach
No,
out.
yes, I can stop these ones.
All right, I'll stop here. If you need anything else,